How do you defend against aggressive play as white in the Zukertort opening? Have you ever wondered how to handle aggressive moves from your opponent when you start with the Zukertort opening? This opening begins with the move one knight to f3, which is flexible and allows you to adapt to what black does. Understanding how to defend against aggressive play is key to maintaining control. First, let's talk about the importance of controlling the center. Even though you are not immediately pushing your pawns to the center, you still want to influence those central squares like d4, e4, d5, and e5. Moves like c4 or d4 can help you challenge black's central presence once the position becomes clearer. Next, think about your pawn structure. The knight move keeps your options open for future pawn breaks. This flexibility lets you adjust your pawn structure to counter black's aggression effectively. You can choose between symmetrical or asymmetrical setups based on how black plays. Now, let's discuss development and king safety. Rapidly developing your minor pieces and castling at the right time is essential. You want to avoid falling behind in the initiative. Aim to complete your development efficiently to keep your position solid. When facing early central or kingside attacks from black, such as moves like pawn to e5 or pawn to f5, you can respond by solidifying your center. Moves like d3 or d4 can help blunt black's pawn advances. Developing your dark squared bishop to g2 can also control long diagonals and provide a strong defensive presence. If black tries a pawn storm or flank attack, you can counter by occupying key squares with your pieces instead of pawns. Use your knight on f3 and consider moves like c4 to challenge black's space. Timely exchanges or repositioning your knights to more active squares can help neutralize black's threats. Remember, the Zukertort opening can transpose into other openings, like the Queen's Gambit or the English opening. Being prepared with standard defensive ideas from these openings can be beneficial. For example, after one knight to f3 and then pawn to d5, you can play pawn to c4 to apply pressure on black's center. In practice, use the flexibility of the Zukertort opening to wait for black's commitment before deciding on your pawn structure. Avoid making early pawn moves that could create weaknesses. Develop your pieces actively and castle early to ensure your king is safe. Prophylactic moves that limit black's attacking chances are also helpful. By focusing on these strategies, you can effectively defend against aggressive play as white in the Zukertort opening. This approach allows you to neutralize black's aggression and steer the game into favorable positions.